The Warrior Within, Lessons from Colonel Tavish Stewart. There are stories etched into the soul of every soldier. My journey with Colonel Tavish Stewart, a Scottish war veteran of unparalleled elegance, is one such tale. As a war correspondent who has traveled the world's most tumultuous landscapes, I found in Colonel Stewart not just a teacher, but a mentor who illuminated the art of self-defense, both physical and psychological. As I set out to capture his essence, I hope to share his wisdom with a generation seeking resilience amid chaos. Colonel Stewart was not your typical veteran. Yes, he had seen bloodshed, but it was his gentlemanly grace that made him distinctive. With a silver beard punctuating his rugged features and piercing blue eyes that held stories of valor, he commanded respect effortlessly. We met at a modest training ground in northern Scotland, where the mist intertwined with whispers of the past, perfect for lessons in both combat and life. As the sun ascended, casting beams across the dew-laden grass, I felt both nervous and excited. Colonel Stewart began with unarmed combat, his voice calm yet firm, cutting through the stillness. Self-defense isn't just about fighting. It's about awareness, he stated, his accent rich with the cadence of the Highlands. It was then I understood. The first commandment of self-defense was to remain alert. We performed simple yet effective drills, focusing on body posture and movement. Notice your surroundings, he instructed as he demonstrated sidestepping techniques. Be aware of your angle, your distance, and your options. Each movement flowed with elegance, as if he were choreographing a dance rather than teaching the brutalities of survival. The confrontation begins long before fists fly, he continued. Your awareness can prevent many conflicts before they begin. There it was. The first lesson that every young adult should take to heart. Many of us are too engrossed in our digital realms, distracted from the realities lurking just outside our screens. Our session evolved into grappling techniques. As we practiced escape moves from holds and grabs, I noted the ease with which Colonel Stewart maneuvered, his body moving fluidly as if forged by necessity. Self-defense isn't about strength, it's about technique, he reminded me. It was a revelation. Anyone could master the principles if they lent their minds to understand the mechanics and physics of movement. However, every warrior also needs to understand the power that comes with weapons. Once we shifted our focus to armed combat, Colonel Stewart wielded a wooden practice, sword with the finesse of a true knight. It wasn't terrifying, it was empowering. He emphasized respect, not just for the weapon but for the lives it could irrevocably alter. What you hold in your hand can bring safety, but it can also bring your end, he warned. A weapon amplifies the will. Always be cautious. Such wisdom resonated with me. Many young people are quick to disregard the gravity of a weapon's existence, viewing it merely as a tool for violence. Colonel Stewart reminded me that it must be approached with responsibility and a code of ethics. As we practiced striking techniques, he recounted stories of the battlefield. He spoke of heroes and the sacrifices they made. True strength is found not only in combat, but also in compassion, he implored, his gaze introspective. In the chaos of war, I learned this paramount lesson. To defend is to protect. I absorbed every word like a sponge. To this day, I still reflect on how Colonel Stewart balanced strength with kindness. Self-defense transcends the physical. It is a philosophical approach to life itself. It is seeking the courage to stand up against injustice in myriad forms, not merely the threats to our bodies, but to our minds and spirits, too. His final teaching resonated profoundly. After we concluded our drills, I sat with him, curious about his past. Colonel Stewart spoke of his time in the trenches of foreign lands, revealing glimpses of fear and bravery interwoven with hope. In war, you find yourself stripped bare. You confront your fears. You find your limits, he shared. And it is in overcoming them that we truly understand what it means to defend. Listening to him provided clarity. Self-defense is as much about inner fortitude as it is about physical prowess. In an age where young adults wrestle with insecurities and fears, Colonel Stewart's lessons reaffirmed that the true warrior resides within. As the mist began to settle again over our training ground, I felt a sense of gratitude. I had witnessed a seamless convergence of strength, elegance, and wisdom. Colonel Tavish Stewart wasn't just teaching techniques. He was imparting a way of life. In a world riddled with chaos, the journey of self-defense becomes a pathway to self-discovery. It empowers, strengthens, and serves as a shield against the uncertainties that life unpredictably throws our way. My hope is that each reader will not only comprehend the mechanics of self-defense, but embrace the profound philosophy that often remains obscured in the art of combat. I left that training ground change, carrying with me Colonel Stewart's lessons, a tapestry of strength and compassion. We are all warriors in our own right, armed with inner resilience waiting to be unearthed. Let us never forget that our greatest battles unfold within. Colonel Sir Tavish Stewart features in the Tavish Stewart Adventures, now available on Amazon and from all good bookshops.